he was given life in. So before Adam did anything, before he took this forbidden fruit or whatever you want to call it, yes, before he broke before he lapsed and broke the command of Allah not to eat from it, it had already been said that he will go to earth, yes, and he will be the vicegerent there. Now the second point. When he actually lapsed and committed this mistake, I would say, not a sin, because when you lapse, when you forget something, and it wasn't sin.
What's the difference?
No score. There's a big difference, because something that is done intentionally is not lapsing. Something that is done unintentionally, then is a lapse. For example, if you are walking and you trip someone, would you call that deliberate?
No.
Good. So you tripped him without any intention of hurting him. But you see, that person, if he didn't know that, he'll argue with you. Why did you trip me? You did that on purpose. Then you'll say, no, I didn't do it on purpose. I never intended to harm you.
But
so you see,
surely Adam ate the fruit on purpose. Though.
How do you know that?
Well, you don't like, he didn't trip and kind of fall onto a fruit and it fell down his mouth.
Lapse doesn't mean just tripping. Good.
I'm going to send him back to Pakistan.
Actually, I'm not from Pakistan. But give me a ticket. I wouldn't mind going there. It's a lovely place. Okay. So what I'm saying is that if something is done intentionally, yes, for example, if Adam knew that he was committing, took that fruit intentionally, then yes, you can say. But look. It's possible for Adam, because a long time had elapsed. It's possible for him to have forgotten, or it is possible for him to be enticed by the Satan. Yes. Why are you smiling? Why are you saying that's not a possibility?
It wasn't instant. It didn't eat it straight after.
It didn't happen the next day. Okay, Allah says, do not eat of the fruit. The next day he broke the rule. It didn't happen the next day. So there is every possibility that he lapsed.
Sorry, can I make a point?
Yeah, sure.
That we know that if you're fasting, what happens if you accidentally eat?
Drink water.
In fact, we know that if you're fasting, you accidentally eat, that's not sin, and you know you've broken your fast.
Exactly.
In fact, the Prophet Muhammad said, Allah has fed the person.
Absolutely, very good point. So you see, there are certain things which we do intentionally and certain things which we do unintentionally. Allah is not going to hold you accountable if you commit sin even unintentionally. For example, I told you about tripping someone. Yes?
Yeah, but it wasn't an accident though. He intentionally.
No, I didn't say accident. Look. I told you several things. I told you an accident is an example I gave you. But then I said that it's possible that Adam could have forgotten.
That seems very speculative.
Why?
Though.
Why?
Because
Are you saying a person cannot forget? He was a human after all.
Yeah, but if someone tells you, like, don't eat from this particular fruit from this particular tree, and that person is your creator, and he's an important guy, he's like your father, like normally you wouldn't just forget like a very direct instruction that your father gives you.
But you could, right?
And he knew.
James,
no,
you
but
could.
he didn't think. Did he think? Oh, it's just a tree like any other tree. He kind of knew it was that particular tree of knowledge, but he decided.
That's the Bible. We don't have the tree of knowledge in Islam.
Okay, so what
we don't know which tree. We don't even know which fruit. Okay. Some say it's basically barley or something like that, but we don't know exactly what. What I'm telling you, James, do not interject the Bible in here. You need to realize this. Now, let me ask you this question. Why a human is not possible for a human to forget? Why?
Well, a human could forget, but
exactly.
But like,
could Adam forget?
No, but this normal situation, like Adam's sin that caused.
James, could Adam forget?
In this situation, that's kind of unreasonable.
No, why? Why is it unreasonable?
Because like this story of like Adam being expelled, Adam and Eve being expelled from the Garden of Eden. Like God must have, if God is just.
Actually, no. In Islam, he wasn't expelled. Who told you he was expelled? You see, you're bringing the Bible in again. That's your problem.
Well, let's see here.
Okay, James, go and show me where he says it was expelled specifically for that reason in the Quran. Because in the Quran, Allah forgives him while he was in Jannah. And it's an important thing in Ramadan, like the brother who gave a very good example. It's an important thing for all Muslims. One second. It's important for all the Muslims to understand that in Ramadan, when you're fasting, you do not eat or drink. But you see, because this command is specific for Ramadan, yes, it's very much possible for the Muslims to eat or drink when they lapse, when they unintentionally do so. And that will actually not break your fast, the Prophet ﷺ said. So you see, this is very much possible, even if the direct instruction is given to you by Allah and His Rasul not to eat while you're fasting or not to drink. Yes?
Okay.
When a person forgets and he does it, what does Allah do?
Okay.
Allah forgives that particular instance of lapsing, And Allah not only gives you His mercy, allows you to do that, but also He will not be breaking His fast.
But I don't think that this is the incident being referred to. I don't
Why
think
not?
what you're talking about
You
is
need to
relevant.
look. You need to give me
I'll
a
show you
reason why he could not have forgotten.
Okay,
First
I'll
and
show
foremost.
you why not.
Go on.
So the Hadith says there was an argument between Adam and Moses.
Yeah.
And Moses said to Adam, "You are our father, you did us harm, and caused us to get out of paradise."
Yes.
So Adam must have done something wrong, which in colloquial terms means committing a sin. He must have committed a sin which would cause God to be angry enough that he expelled Adam and Eve from paradise. And I know, as far as I'm aware, that thing they did wrong would be breaking one of God's commandments. So they must have broken a commandment that was serious enough for God to kind of not forgive this, and punish them with this eternal, lasting punishment of being out of paradise.
That's again, you're bringing the Bible in.
No, but it says
This is what Moses.
You did us harm and caused us to get out of paradise.
Yes. Who is us?
Meaning
who is us?
the human race.
Yes. And what did Adam say to that?
Adam said to him, but I want to point out something just before we get to what Adam said in response.
Because I already responded to that. I've already
so saying you did us harm and caused us to get out of paradise, that seems to me to be a pretty direct accusation. Like, why did you commit that you did this wrong thing which caused the whole human race to be punished with having
punished out of paradise?
It is if before you're living in paradise, which is a nice place.
It's not a punishment.
But like,
what is a punishment?
I'd consider it a punishment.
You might be calling it demoting it from a higher, better place to this place. But why would you call it punishment?
Because if you have a choice, like obviously paradise is
anyways, your
place.
Interpretation is not in the hadith. So let's move forward.
No, but like we're talking about common knowledge.
Even Moses did not call it a punishment. Moses said, "You caused us harm."
Yeah, you did us harm.
By harm.
And so they're harmed by not being in paradise anymore. So it's definitely an unpleasant outcome that due to God's decision.
Okay.
That now you're no longer in paradise. I'd call that a punishment.
I don't call it a punishment, but it doesn't say in the hadith.
Okay.
But that's your interpretation.
Okay.
And what did Adam respond to that?
He said, so Adam said to him in response,
yes.
"You are Moses. Allah selected you for direct conversation with you and wrote with his own hand the book, Torah, for you. Despite this, you blame me for an act which Allah had ordained for me 40 years before he created me."
Absolutely.
Allah's apostle said, "This is how Adam came the better of Moses, and Adam came the better of Moses."
So the 40 years that Adam mentioned, okay? I don't know if you remember, I addressed this already. What was that about? It was not about Adam sinning, as you call it, yes, even though I know it's a lapse in Adam's action, but this was with regards to Allah already ordaining human beings to be the vicegerents on earth. Are you with me? 40 years before he was created, yes, it was already decided by Allah that he'll be the vicegerent on earth.
Okay.
And I think that should answer the question, because if you got anything to say against that, then you should bring your evidence.
Yeah, so the evidence that I'd use against that interpretation, because I think the hadith makes it clear that he's not talking about simply us being, we're being on earth.
No, he doesn't.
Because
it says 40 years before my creation, what was decided already? Because Moses said about going out of paradise, yes? About us being harmed by going out of paradise.
So this
listen. This act of going out of paradise wasn't a punishment. Neither, wait, let me finish. Allah already forgave him. Do you know that? Do you know Allah forgave Adam when he sought forgiveness? That was the difference between Adam and the Satan. When Satan basically rejected the direct command of Allah, Allah says to prostrate to Adam, yes, as a command, not as a worship to Adam. Allah commanded and he did not prostrate. This was a direct, rejection of Allah's command.
Yeah.
And he did not ask for Allah's forgiveness after that.
Yes.
And what did Adam do? As soon as Adam realized his mistake, when it was pointed out to him, yes, the first thing he did was ask Allah's forgiveness. This is the difference between the jinn and the insan, the Satan and the human. Okay? And when he did this, Allah forgave him. And because of Allah ordaining that he will be a vicegerent on earth, that's why he was asked to go out of paradise.
Yeah.
Yes? Because this was already decided by Allah. You can say, respond to that.
I don't think that.
Well, respond to the answer, what I just said. Go on.
Yeah, I'll respond to that. Like, That seems like a weird interpretation because
Why is it weird?
because
This is what the scholars interpret it as.
Yeah, but
what you do is you read the